Because what happens is you get into a front headlock, a guy wants to grab your elbow, right? So if he does, all I'm going to do is, when you're creating pressure on here, I'm going to circle my feet and bounce his head. When I do, I'm going to limp arm, right? So he's here. The key to this too, you don't want to be locking your hands. All right, all that's going to do is create space. Plus, it makes you less mobile if you're trying to score from a front headlock because you have your hands locked. I mean, freestyle's a little different if they're trying to roll or whatever, but in collegiate, I think it's better to be here than to be here. Sometimes I'll go down to the elbow if I'm creating shoulder pressure on this guy, but I would kind of warn against that in case it just, unless they're really good at a front headlock and they're really comfortable in there, I would keep them to where they're on this armpit. Because a lot of times, people don't realize if you keep this armpit tight to your chest and you keep his head in the center, he's not getting out. I don't care how good an elbow pressure he's got. In terms of him trying to drag you out, he tries to drag, and you see this? I keep his whole armpit tight into my shoulder. There's not enough space for him to get his head out. So even if a guy's on his feet, for whatever reason, you get him here, and you keep this elbow, you keep his armpit tight to your chest. Try and drag out, James. You can't. You can't. Right? And that's all just because I'm controlling that armpit, you know. A lot of guys, like you say, they lock their hands or they focus on right here. But if you're down here a little bit, that allows that guy enough to get his head out. There's just enough space in there for him to try and suck or drag. So it's really important to keep this guy up here at the armpit. That way you can keep him right here. You keep his head tucked right in the center of your chest, right? So whether you're on your feet or you're down, you're here, boom, shortening my head. And like I say, in this position here, you want to keep pressure on your opponent all the time, right? You want to put your shoulder on his spine, in between his shoulder blades. Look, you feel all that pressure on you? The reason I'm doing that is because 90% of the time a guy gets here, and what do? They try and circle around, right? They don't have any weight on him. What's the guy do? Reaches his arm up, right? That's why I keep constant pressure on this guy all the time. Because if you're putting the pressure on his heels, he can't circle as fast as you can run the corner, right? So if you don't have any pressure, then you're trying to run around. What's this guy do? He circles that way, right? Or if you try and go this way, he might reach his arm up, grab your leg. You got to keep weight on him all the time. See? Like that. So then up here I pull, not only drag. But the whole theme of this is we want to keep pressure. Now sometimes, like I say, the only time I really hit my knee is when I'm trying to short arm, right? The guy's got it deep, he's got your arm deep above the elbow. I'll short arm because I'm trying to bounce his head, so I'm trying to get as low as I can. So I will hit this knee for a split second. But when I hit that knee, I'm arm shrugging at the same time. And that's really the only time that I hit my knee. So I'll be here, like this, I'm creating pressure on him like this, and I'll start circling this way, keeping this armpit tight. Here, boom, here. Now here, I readjust, drag. I work on a couple of different finishes. So, same thing here. I'm in this position here. A lot of times after whether I'm bouncing this guy's head or I'm in this position here and I'm creating pressure, a lot of times I'll either drag or I'll head in the hole. I'll start with a drag here. A lot of times, like I say, I'll get it here, I'll snap here, and then I got constant pressure on this guy. All I'll do is, and it seems simple, but it's probably one of the most effective ways to get behind the guy. My hand comes around his head, comes up in his armpit above my other hand. As I'm doing that, I'm transitioning, I'm running my feet this way, all right? So I'm here, boom. You notice how I keep my chest down low, right? Because what happens if you get like this? The guy swims, right? Boom. Now you're in a 50-50 position. It's very important when you're hitting the corner on a front headlock to keep your chest in your level lower than your opponent. Because what happens, he wants you to get over the top of him, right? So when you get over the top of him, he's swimming, right? So now you went from an 80% chance of scoring to a 50-50. So it's very important when you're hitting this drag here and you're on your feet, you're here. As I hit the corner, look where my chest's at. I'm keeping constant pressure on him, right? So now I'm only low so I don't come over the top, but I'm also keeping this weight on him. That way he can't circle away, right? Because I have all the weight, I have the advantage. That way if he tries to swim and I'm